Okay, so let's have a look then. Let's unravel this beast slowly. The incredible feet.
Is that a golf club?
It is like a massive golf club. The body, I guess these are joints almost where it moves. And now, there you go, we've created our monster.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've done that, it's actually quite great actually, it's mad, but what does it look like, what is it supposed to be? None of us know, we're playing in our own little world then, not connecting up to what's gone before or what's going to come behind, we're just getting on with our own piece, and it sometimes often feels like this when we're collaborating, that we don't have a sense of unity, that we're not necessarily communicating our ideas the best or having people communicate theirs back to us. But even out of these kind of random processes, something fun, amusing, bizarre, and often quite brilliant and beautiful can come out of it. And I know this isn't necessarily the most beautiful piece of art, but the Surrealists kind of invented their own version of consequences, this game here, called Exquisite Corpse. And the head of the Surrealists, really, André Breton, the founder of it, reported that it started in fun, but became playful and eventually enriching. And I think that often with storytelling, that's what we're trying to achieve, and we can maybe have a go at doing something similar with our own story. So what I want us to do for this next exercise is to write simultaneously, but to write different acts. Okay, so we're going to collectively agree on some certain rules. We know there are going to be 3 acts, a beginning, a middle and an end, and that each of you could take that beginning, middle and end. So you could take the beginning, and you could take the middle, and you could take the climax of the story. And we've got a vague idea really of how that should move, because we've discussed what those 3 acts are. The introduction of the protagonist and the antagonist. The protagonist has something, perhaps a challenge, something of interest, that somebody else wants potentially. That would be the antagonist, and we'll move that character through this story really quickly. So we're going to open with that opening act, the introduction of the problem, the antagonist and the protagonist, through the story to its resolution. So, the first thing we need to agree on is a genre for our story. Anyone think of a genre that they'd like to write in?
I think horror.
A horror story? Could you deal with a horror story?
Alright.
Okay, and we'll need 2 characters in this story, a protagonist and an antagonist. So let's think of a protagonist in a horror story. Or perhaps it's easy to think of the antagonist first in a horror story, I don't know.
An angry farmer.
An angry farmer,
Yeah.
okay. Shall we go for that? An angry farmer. And he's going to, in this horror story. So, character A has something that character B wants. So, our angry farmer has something that the antagonist in our story, character B, wants. So, what do they want? You can decide, okay? But we need to discuss first who character B is. So it runs as a thread, the characters run as a thread through our story. So has anybody got an idea of who normally is the antagonist to angry farmers in horror films?
It's usually a group of
Graboids.
teenagers.
Sorry?
What?
Graboids?
Yeah.
Graboids? I love this idea. Do you know what graboids are? These giant worm creatures that live under the ground devouring everything, that they can hear the tremors of people's footsteps above them. Is this like a monster you want to play with this? So there's these big monsters that live under the soil, and they want something that the farmer's got. Okay, this angry farmer's got something, and They want it. Okay, so the angry farmer's the hero. These graboids are the villains of the piece. They are after something the farmer's got. Do you have an idea what that might be? Because Act 2.
What's Graboids?
Yeah, here we go. Okay.
Have you ever seen Tremors?
No.
It's the sort of like giant worms,
Oh, right, okay.
big jaws at the end.
Let me just take you through our story outline then. Act 1, the angry farmer has something that the graboids want. Act 2, Chris's act. The graboids take that from the angry farmer. And Act 3, the farmer gets it back. So if you can agree on what that might be, that the graboids would take from the farmer, I want you to begin writing your first act, introducing us to the farmer, the graboids, and what it is the farmer's got. You to write the second act, Act 2, where the graboids take what the farmer has. Okay, so the most dramatic and exciting scene or sequence in any story. And then Act 3, the climax and resolution. The farmer, the angry farmer, gets it back.
Alright.
Okay, so you can start writing those now without looking at each other's story, just in the same way that Exquisite Corpse or Consequences worked. Okay, but I think you might have to agree first on what it is that the farmer has that the graboids want to take, and then straight after you finish writing it, we'll read it aloud.
Alright.